Last lecture. You're supposed to be sad. Oh, yeah, that's right. So I walked into my class. I have about 35 or 40 PhD students in econometrics, so it's usually most people's nightmare, but some people really like this class. So I walked in yesterday, and I see one of my grad students, Steve. And Steve dresses like a grad student. Like, he barely wears pants and a shirt, right? So it's really, so he's wearing a jacket and a shirt. I was like, what's wrong with you, Steve? He's like, I'm giving a presentation. I'm like, okay, that's interesting. And then I look around, and everybody's dressed in black jeans, a collar, a gray sweater, and a gray blazer and sneakers. So my whole graduate class dressed up like me. I thought that was pretty good. It was a good day yesterday. So I put this on Facebook. It was the most popular Facebook post. All 3 of my friends liked it. All right, so last lecture I'm going to tell you the details about, final and so on, and then we can have some questions about what's going to be on the final. Is there going to be a curve? I know those questions. And then we're going to have some fun with economics. We're going to do some experiments, and I'm going to show you that what you've learned all semester actually works. All right? So in case you don't know, your final exam will be 3 hours long, which is just totally not all right, but, 3 hours long. I'll be watching a couple of episodes of my favorite show up front while you're sweating. It is cumulative, which means it covers the whole semester. Oh, my God. That seems terrifying. Yes, it is, right? So there you go. Where is it? 2040 VLSB. It's this room, I think, right? Or the one that looks exactly like it on the other side. So if you walk in and there's a bunch of people taking a music exam, you're in the wrong room, all right? So that's the final. If you have PSP accommodations, I will send you instructions where to go when, all right? So you'll get that from me directly. In terms of what's going to be on the final exam, I won't tell you, obviously, but just so you can study, there will be, from the first midterm material, there will be 3 true and false, 2 short answer questions. From the second midterm material, there will be 3 true false, 2 short answer, and 1 long answer question. And from the material since midterm 2, there will be 9 true or false, 2 short answer, and 2 long answer. I will post these slides on the B Courses website so you can go look at these, right? But that's the breakdown. So I'm trying to be fair because I realize that stuff that's further back is more difficult to remember, so it's a little bit more heavily weighted towards the recent past than the distant past. Any questions about that? All right, excellent. Format, true, false, short, and long answer questions. It's the same format as the midterms, just more of them. All right. If you want to know how many questions, you can add this up. Where I always get myself into trouble. But Professor, you said the following wasn't going to be. Did I make any promises about anything that wasn't going to be on the final? This is your chance to just throw something out you really hate and hope that I misremember having said that. Lars.
I think it's one of the words.
Yeah?
That period of time that you were out.
Yeah?
I think maybe the weakest
Yeah.
aren't getting through.
All right. So the lecture that Peter gave?
And it's some of the stuff that might be compressed due to the other options in that space.
All right. Fair enough. All right. How about I take Peter's lecture off the final? Anything else? That's it? Really? Yes. So that's not going to be on the final. So what I'm going to do is you'll see I have some extra office hours and review sessions and stuff like that. So I've booked myself with a lot of extra time. So you can come over. I'll look at what the daytime is. If it's at pizza time, I'll order some pizza and you can have some pizza. All right. So it's vegetarian pizza. So if you're a meat eater, you're going to have to go to the pizza store yourself. All right. So Peter's lecture is off limits, and that's basically it. All right. Great. This is my little joke. Supply side economics. That's terrible. So here are all the times that I myself and the GSIs are available to you between now and the final exam. Any other times, like regularly scheduled office hours, like are you going to have your office hours on Tuesday too? No. If it's not on this list, it's not happening, all right? So here's the full list. I'm going to have office hours this Monday from 3 to 4:30. Next Thursday, there's going to be a review session right here. I'm going to have office hours 4 full hours the 2 days before the exam, because I know that people don't study until 2 days before the exam, which we all know is wrong, will damage your grade, and it's the wrong strategy, but it's what many of you do anyway, so I figured I'd enable you, all right? So Tuesday, Wednesday. So you've got me for 7 hours total. If that's not enough, we can talk about more. Sam, Wednesday 5-6 and Wednesday 5-13 is having his regular office hours, so that's 4 hours of Sam. All right, Sam. Josh, 5-5, 5-7, and 5-12. 1 hour each. Did you give me another time, too? What's the additional time? 3 to 4 minutes. I'll put this on the slides before I post them. And then John is going to do the following office hours right here. So if you're worried that there's no one there to answer your questions and you couldn't do well on the final because we weren't available to you, 18 hours, all right? That's more economics than most journalists have been exposed to in their lifetime, all right? So come to all of them, any of them, come with questions. I don't fully understand the following. There's no answer key for this final exam. Can you work through this problem for me? Anything's fair game. Come hang out, all right? That's that. Oh, grades. Oh, all right. So I'm going to lock in the grades, right? And the way I'm going to lock them in is as follows. If you guys rock the final and you're doing really, really well, this is the curve, and you guys are protected, right? I am not going to make you worse off by punishing you for doing well on the final, right? So this is the curve as it stands. If you guys tank the final, I'm going to potentially adjust it in your favor, right? So this is the worst case scenario set of grades right here. Last year, it looked very similar on this slide, and then I had to adjust it a little bit because people didn't do well on the final because they did all their studying in the 2 lectures in the 2 days before the final, right? So that's that. 15% on quizzes, 35% on the final, midterms are 25% each. We good? Questions? What's a passing grade? C-, right? I'm very, very hesitant. I don't think I've ever let anybody pass with a grade worse than 60, all right? So that one is unlikely to change, but we'll see. All right, that's the curve. Now you like me less. What you need to do, I promise you, from many, many years in this business. So I started going to school when I was, 6. I'm now 41, so I've been in this business for 35 years, all right? I've learned a thing or two about studying, and we tell you this over and over again. A rested brain absorbs more. Get up early, go for a run, have a good breakfast, study for a couple of hours, go for a walk, have lunch, study for a couple of hours, go for a walk for lunch, do some light reading at night, sit outside, have a nice glass of cold water, and go to bed at 9:30, right? And then do this again day after day after day. You will rock your finals. If you do that, I'm going to sleep until 11, but I'm going to study till 4, and I'm going to sleep until 11. Damn it, I overslept. It's 1. And I'm going to study again till 4, but I studied so much, I'm going to do this thing, right? Studying much, right? It's not the quantity of studying that helps you. It's the quality of studying that helps you. So try as best as you can. Lots of fresh air, good nutrition, a little bit of exercise, and normal daylight hour studying, all right? I did this like you, completely wrong for my entire undergraduate career, which is my GPA was terrible in the beginning. And in grad school, I figured out that works. Just continuously doing a regular study schedule. It keeps your mind nice and fresh. And don't drink any beer, all right? It slows things down. Okay, so stay calm, study. Please check the grades on B courses, right? Make sure that we've got all your quizzes recorded and your finals and so on, and your midterms, everything's right there. If it's not right by the end of R&R week, you lose, right? So you can log on, look at your grades, make sure they're okay. If they're not, do send me an email. Stay calm. Visit us in office hours or during the review session. And the other thing people always ask me is, I did really badly on the first midterm, not the second one. How can I study better? Take your exam and look in which section you're really screwing up. Are long problems a problem for you? The true or false? The short ones? And if you're really stuck about how to study for those things, come see me. I'll go over your exam with you and I'll tell you, look, here's where I think you need to put more time and here's some study strategies to get there. Right? No one is bad at economics. Right? It's a weird way of thinking about the world and you just need to get in the right way of studying for my bizarre exams. All right? They're not that bizarre. I actually think they're pretty straightforward, but I am bizarre. Hence, exams bizarre. But the point here is, if you're worried about studying strategies, come see me soon and I will help you figure out where you should focus your energies. All right. Any questions? All right. So I brought a lot of chocolate today. Like, you have no idea how much chocolate there is right here. I had chocolate for breakfast. I have so much chocolate here. So what I want to do for the rest of this lecture, and this is supposed to be fun so you can put your notes away. All right, we've gone through a ton of models, and I sort of convinced you that this stuff kind of works on graphs and on my fancy Microsoft Surface. But I want to show you that the stuff actually works, not on bizarre random people out there in the ether, right? It actually works for you, right? So you roughly behave according to the models I've given you. No model predicts behavior exactly, right? None does. But on average, these models actually do pretty well. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 experiments. One's not listed here because it's a surprise. 5 experiments here that I want to do that are a little bit fun. They'll take us about an hour, and then we'll all go home. Oh, you have to do evaluations, too, so I'll feed you lots of chocolate before you do evaluations. Lars, are you missing a quiz? Yeah, of course. That's why you're all here. Come on. I know you guys. Some of you are here because you like me, but you need that one quiz grade. Unless you, of course, have all 5 quiz grades already, and you're currently sitting at home drinking iced tea. Okay, so what I want to do, the first experiment, is the following. All right? I want you to sit back and imagine right now. I mean, it's like 11:30. It's right before lunchtime. Okay? You're starting to feel the blood sugar getting, it gets a little bit lower right now. You're feeling a little bit like, oh, man. A bag of M&Ms. I mean, I wouldn't eat a full bag of M&Ms, definitely not the king size because the carbs, man. But, one of these tiny little M&Ms bags, fun size, with just chocolate. I mean, even if you're allergic to nuts, you're probably okay with, no, you're not. It says here you're not okay. But this is, I think this is like the snack of champions right here. It fits into any sort of pocket. It's got sugar in it. So how many ounces are in these? Let's figure this one out. I'm making a big deal out of this for a reason, all right? There's some ounces of chocolate in here. It doesn't really say here how many, but there are some. Oh, 45 serving size, 3 packs, 45 grams. So if 3 packs at 45 grams, each pack is 15 grams. Not that anybody here knows what grams is. It's a little bit more than half an ounce, all right? So half an ounce of M&Ms. They even come blue and red. Here's the green and red guy. There's a scared, orange M&M running away from the red M&M. So what I want you to do is I want you to sit back and think about what you'd pay me for 1 bag of these M&Ms, okay? The only thing I have to do here is I'm going to constrain that I'm only going to sell 3 of these bags of M&Ms, right? The others I need for other stuff. So think about how much you'd actually be willing to pay me, and the only request I have here, if we had more time, I'd make you actually pay up. Don't be like, I'm going to pay $1 million. I'm going to ruin his experiment, all right? So if I walk up to you after this little experiment right here, and the highest bidder gets the M&Ms, you should be able to hand me what you bid, all right? We're going to need a couple more of these today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pass around these 3x5 cards, and maybe the GSIs can help me a little bit. They get paid in chocolate. So everybody take 3 3x5 cards. I also didn't check the weather forecast today. I'm checking my winter teaching outfit. I'm melting up here. All right. So everybody take 3 of these. Colors don't matter. And then what I want you to do is I want you to write on these 3x5 cards your maximum willingness to pay, what you'd be willing and able to pay right now for one of these bags of M&Ms. Did you guys get some over here? Yeah? Good question. Is this assuming that we can pay up right now? No, you can pay me over the next week. All right? So if you forgot your wallet, that's okay. Your credit's good here. You got cards? All right. Yeah, you need 3. Do you need some? They're coming through here. How are you guys doing? Doing all right? There's chairs there. Yeah, you need 3 each. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah. Everybody got 3 cards? If you don't have cards, raise your hand. Thank you. There's chairs up front if you want. Thank you. All right. All right, so now what I want you to do, write on one of the 3x5 cards, and I'm going to put them right in front of you again, your maximum willingness to pay for one of these bags of M&Ms, right? In US dollars, please. So if it's 25 cents, write 0.25. One number on one 3x5 card. Save the other ones for later. They're going to do the quizzes on the cards. I thought about that. It makes your life easier. All right, you ready? On this one, no. So just pass them over to this side. These are good. No, you don't have to put your name. 1 bag. Willingness to pay for 1 bag. All right. Thank you. Thank you. You got him? All right. Whoa. You guys are hungry. Oh, you don't like M&Ms. Oh, come on. Euros? Really? All right. So what the GSIs are going to do right now, or one of them, or 2 of them actually, which they don't know about their luck yet, is they're going to enter these into my magic tool right here right now. It's pretty easy though. So what you guys do is you just M and M. So all you do is you punch in a price, return 3, add, right, and then keep on going down, and then when you're done, save as demand schedule. Okay, and it'll do it. All right. So while they enter this in, and we're going to see the outcome of this quite beautifully in a minute, what we're going to get back is I've asked you for your individual willingness to pay for 1 bag of M&Ms. Right? So what you're going to tell me is your price, right? Your maximum price you're willing to pay for 1 good. So what I'm now going to see is I'm going to see a beautiful distribution of your maximum willingness to pay across individuals, which should be the demand curve. So what I'm getting back, ultimately, if I add all of these up across the different prices, is I should get one big downward sloping demand curve. It's going to look a little bit jiggly, right? But it's our demand curve for M&M. So this is pretty cool. That's the first one. Second experiment, all right? I'm going to propose the following. Look at the person to your right. Right? Introduce yourselves. Shake hands. If you don't have somebody to your right, just make some friends. All right. Excellent. That's enough. That's enough. Enough socializing. Nice person next to you, right? I mean, awesome. Fellow Berkeley admit. I met with the person in charge of admissions yesterday. I mean, what you guys have achieved in your lives before coming here already is incredible. So you're all incredible. But now I'm going to say the following. I'm going to ask you to vote. And I'm going to ask you to tell me the following. If you vote yes, I'm going to take 20 points off your neighbor's midterm. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 20 points off your neighbor's midterm, and I will give them to you. All right? So what that means is, you've met the person next to you. I'm going to ask you to write this down on a card, but making sure that your neighbor doesn't see what you write. All right? So if you vote yes, you don't have to put your name because I don't want to start some sort of intra-classroom war later. Assume that, these 3x5 cards are somehow geotagged, and by fingerprints I know who wrote yes and who didn't. All right? I don't. But the point here is, without your neighbor seeing, if you vote yes, I'm going to take 20 points of your neighbor's midterm, final exam, and I'm going to give them to you. If you vote no, you just take your final and you get the score you get, and that's that. All right? So use one of your 3x5 cards and write on it either yes or no. Yes, you steal 20 points from your neighbor. No, you're playing golf against yourself. All right, then turn the card around. Pay attention. I again don't want there to be any sort of hate things happening. Turn the card around and hand it to the side. This side. We good? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you got more? Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks. Thanks. Thank you. That's all right. You're having lunch and taking quizzes. Yeah. All right. You good? You good? You handed them all forward? Anybody still got their cards? No? All right. All right. Chat amongst yourselves for a second. How are we doing? Oh, excellent. Thank you. I think we're good. I think that's it for help I need right now. I mean, you're more than welcome. No. Actually, yeah. Can you sort them in the two piles? Does it look like a demand curve? Okay. All right. All right. Are you ready for this? So this is the solution to... Oh, I don't necessarily want you to see all my downloaded files here. There we go. All right. So what we got here, y-axis price, x-axis volume. All right. So what we should see is we should see a nice downward sloping curve with fewer people at the high price. Right. Some of you are willing to pay a lot. There was somebody willing to pay $3 for this little bag of M&Ms. You must be hungry. I'm worried about you. And then most people are in the sort of less than a quarter type range. So if we aggregate this up across individuals, so they enter the data here, and this cool little JavaScript tool plots out what the curve actually looks like. Isn't that cool? Right. So no assumptions, no indifference curves being drawn with anything like that. All I've done here is ask you your maximum willingness to pay for a unit. I've aggregated up across all individuals, and you get a nice downward sloping demand curve. Right. The first thing we notice, of course, the thing isn't linear. I'm screwed because Max assumed linearity for everything. In the real world, demand curves often look a little bit bent like that and jiggly like this, and you use statistical techniques to come up with a smooth version of these. But the beautiful thing here is you now know why this thing looks like it. Right. Anybody can run this experiment, but you know why this thing looks like it. It's because of you have individuals are maximizing their utility subject to a budget constraint, and then you just derive the demand curve, aggregate it up across all individuals, and you get a nice market demand. So that's demand. All right. That was the first experiment. Success. What do we have here? Okay, here's my stack of yes and no cards. So if you had any hope that, we're Berkeley students and everybody's good, there we go. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Look at this one. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 41 yeses. Okay, and then we got a bunch of no's. This is going to take a little while. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50.